Hey, everybody. Did you see that there was no fade whatsoever? It's just like a... I'm sorry, I got to fix that. I got to play with some settings here. Thank you all that have been in the pre-stream chat. Cranky subbing for 3 months in a row. Thank you. Lord of Chance giving us a D4, which will make a D10 for this system, as this is Call of Cthulhu. And Robo Raygun using that Prime sub for 2 months in a row. We appreciate it a great deal. Great. Who says that? At least I don't say.
That to me?
At least I don't say cool beans, right? Oh, inside joke. You guys aren't a part of it. Sorry, as I get a few screens cleared up here. Hey, let's talk about some stuff. We're FeatherFall Tabletop, and this is our Call of Cthulhu Beneath the Umbral Veil playthrough. We're starting with Edge of Darkness in the starter set, and we're just about ready to wrap that up. We could get that tonight. We'll see. And then we're going into some homebrew shenanigans, but we will see where we go. We have a few sponsors. We'll get through that stuff first, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty details. FeatherFall is sponsored by Found Familiar Coffee. You can check out the link down below for a discount of 10% when you use code FeatherFall at checkout. We also have Skull Splitter Dice, longtime sponsor of the channel here. Again, link down below, 10% off all of your dice. They just opened up a subscription box. I wouldn't call it a box. They're probably like dice bags, subscription dice bags, where you can set it up for 1 week, every 2 weeks, every month. You can get new dice, and they make it so that you don't get repeats. And then somebody, last time we said that, asked, well, what if you want repeats? I don't know.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Deal with it. So you can check out that link down below, 10% off with code FeatherFall at checkout. We are in the Roll20 spotlight for this game, for this playthrough of Call of Cthulhu. They so graciously gifted us the Investigator's Handbook and the starter box, and we appreciate them for that. And because of that, we will say roll20.net. This is how we roll. Check them out for all your virtual tabletop gaming needs. And in the time of COVID, how else are you going to play? Unless you're breaking the law. It's not a law, but morality standards, maybe. I don't know. But check them out. Good. Upcoming games. We are here tomorrow night, September 16th, for Beyond a Benz. Our homebrew Wild Mount campaign is picking up again. Things are getting crazy, like always, in that campaign. Off this weekend. Monday, we're back with Star Wars. And yeah, that's where we're at for now. We'll talk about that. New followers. Thank you to all the new followers. We are up to 752. So we're climbing. I'll put the plug out there. We're trying to get to 1,000. When we do, we will have a gift away. A gift? It's been a long day. It was the first day in front of students today, and I've said a lot of words, so I'm kind of out of them now. But so why not DM a game, you know? We will do a giveaway when we hit 1,000 followers. It's kind of a big milestone. We're looking forward to it. And you can help us get there. If you like what you are seeing and we're doing a good enough job for you to hit that follow button, please do so. We will greatly appreciate it. Con found said that he was told there was going to be Twizzlers and peanut M&Ms. No. Only popcorn M&Ms, which is a new flavor that I found, and they're delicious. Let's talk about that. We're starting with followers. Let's move to the next plausible level. That would be subscribers. We just unlocked a new emote, thanks to all the new subs that we've got recently. And I should just say thank you, Cranky Old Mage, for gifting those subs on, when was that? Sunday night. We appreciate that greatly. With that being said, we are 15 away from unlocking another emote. I mean, we're kind of on this roll. No big deal. But if you like what you see again, and you're willing and able, it is September after all, you can throw out a sub. We'd greatly appreciate it. Try to unlock those emotes. We're working on some art for that new emote, getting some hype emotes in there for us to do. So there's that. Some of you know we do have channel points that you can spend to help our investigators. They may need it tonight more than ever. We do have a D10 already in there from Lord of Chance. Thank you. You can spend 1,500 channel points and give. I know it says D4 in the chat, but it's actually D10 for this system, as it will minus off of their roll, which is good. So there we are. I think that's it. We need to recap session 2. But other than that, I think we're pretty good to go. Didn't miss anything. Good. All right. So session 2 found our investigators hanging around Arkham some more, kind of figuring stuff out and really getting more pieces of the puzzle kind of in place. I think we have all the edge pieces done. They're doing very well as investigators. They started with the easy stuff. The edge pieces are done. They found some clues in other directions, but they made their way to... well, let me back up a little bit. Merriweather, Rupert Merriweather's son, they found out he is kind of working in cahoots with some other people that may be good or bad. Bertrand is his name. They questioned him at the docks. Things got weird. Roy went and met his contact, his informant. They got a little bit more information about this mysterious muscle that may be working with Bertrand. And then, let's see, Lewis, you went and saw Mr. Peck at the Arkham Gazette. He gave you a job, and it just so happened to be heading to Ross's Corner, which is kind of where you were headed anyways. You guys hang out at Lucy's some more, had a meal, had a sandwich, more gravy. And then you finally made it to Ross's Corner. And in Ross's Corners, you met a couple people. You met the gas station attendant and the owner. One had a little bit more vigor in him than the other. You also met the store clerk, who told you a little bit about a missing person named Maggie McFurter, who also Peck at the Arkham Gazette kind of gave you that lead, and then you followed up on it at Ross's Corners. They gave you directions to the old farmhouse that you got the deed from Rupert Merriweather, and I think we left off with you just pulling up to the house. And with that happening, you knew they told you look for the dead tree that had been struck by lightning. And so you drove, followed directions, and you're on that main road. And I'm going to switch us over to the very, very cool battle map. Shouldn't call it battle map in Cthulhu. You should think thematic map. Thematic map. So
topical map.
Topographical
map.
Yeah, anything other than death map. So you guys are parked here by this dead tree. You do see a front porch or a driveway that heads up to two outbuildings that are in that direction. Sorry, I got to, move some stuff around. I had all these open and then they closed on me somehow. I should keep my internal dialogue internal. Sorry.
Oh, wonderful. I critically succeeded on my
look at you.
My improvement roll for spot hidden. That means I don't get anything, especially.
Okay. So you are here and you see this driveway. You see this ancient farmhouse that sits back off the road a little ways, and the path is quite overgrown. You could drive the car down it, but it's not as well used as Boone Road itself. You see the dead tree, blackened by lightning strikes in years past, which marks that turnoff for the farmhouse. The farmhouse becomes a little more visible as you get past that tree and can see down the path itself. It's wide enough that you could drive. It is gravel down below, but there are quite a few weeds and who knows what else. The house is 18th century salt box design. I assume that means very square. I should have, It's kind of a history lesson as you read through some of the stuff. Salt box design. It has a high-peaked roof and windows flanked by sagging shutters. From the road, you can tell that some of the windows are broken, but there are some still intact, and they almost look frosty, like frosted glass due to dust and mold and whatever else. It is a single-story structure that you can tell. And there is what looks like to be a barn further back on the property. And that's where you guys pick up and take off.
Did anyone see that tree?
seemed like all burnt up. Not something. Is that normal here? Lots of burnt trees outside of homes.
I can't say. I can't reckon I know. I ain't exactly Well, wait. Actually, one sec. I was a farmer at one point, so maybe I do know. Uh, I don't have a farming skill. I didn't see any farming skills, so could I just roll a general education check
Yeah, what are you rolling for?
to see if I know anything about, like in my farming knowledge about like trees just randomly like one dying where there's a bunch around that you know. Or
Yeah. That might be a natural world check, I'm thinking.
Ah, okay. I'll roll natural world then, I guess. That is a 10.
Oh.
That's a fumble.
That is beyond normal.
Oh, your skill was a 10. I thought you called out a 10 roll, but you actually
No,
rolled
no.
a 98. As you're looking at it and you're trying to figure it out, you see one of the branches that was kind of moving in the wind start to crack and crumble, and it falls down. Right? I don't know where the car is at this point. Did you drive past it, stop before it, go down the?
I probably drove past it
Okay.
as he kind of pointed it out, and my plan's going to be to like turn the car around so that it's
Okay.
pointed out the driveway once we get parked.
Yeah, as you're moving slowly past it, you do, Roy. You're looking at it, and just as the car gets past it, this branch comes down and kind of blocks 3/4 of the road there.
Hmm.
Oh, well, that was a bit ominous, huh?
And it's perfectly normal. And practically every house back where I came from had had one tree that was just like that.
Oh, okay. So this is something normal for America. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
This is
good to know.
normal. This is normal. Like I grew up on a farm. It's ordinary. Flashback to Roy growing up in the village. If you ever seen a horror movie,
Yeah.
you know what village I'm talking about.
I believe this is post noon. As you are kind of made it out past Ross's Corners and into this Boone Road out away from any town, you notice clouds started to build up and the wind has now picked up quite a bit, possibly causing that tree branch to fall down. And I did share the picture of the farmhouse with you, I believe. So you should be able to see that in Roll20.
So, just a question. Like, we would have to spend a whole lot of time doing this, but did we want to go back and steal that one book and then just magically pop back here, roleplay-wise?
What book are you talking about? As I have my tall boy.
The book that we were trying to get a look at, and that Teddy went a little crazy reading.
I think it would be tough to steal it. And I would want to play that out legitimately, I think, as it is kind of a bigger bigger deal than just having a book.
You're talking about the De Vermis Mysterious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. With Chris.
Okay.
I'm going to park the car.
Okay.
And,
Might as well
and
explore this
actually
first.
put it in reverse and, do like a 5-point turn or whatever to get myself pointed back out the way we came in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to trudge back down to the end of the driveway and go pull that limb out of the drive so that it's not an issue when it's time to leave.
All right.
I'll take a good look at the tree too.
Okay.
Does it look to be like in danger of collapsing at any minute?
No, some of the outer branches are rather rotten. You can tell it's been dead for a couple years now. There is a clear strike point, and then a vein of what would have been crackling electricity comes down the front of it and has kind of cracked it open, but it is not so open that it's going to fall apart. It was just one of the upper branches that, have died through time. But the main trunk of it is okay.
All right. Well, after dragging that limb off the road, then I will head back towards everybody else.
And I assume you drove down the driveway, turned around, and now you're facing
Yeah.
Out.
So yeah, I'm parked down by probably where the driveway forks right at the front of the house. From the driveway.
Okay.
Am I looking at? Yeah, right
yeah,
there.
I put your
put my
token
token.
in there.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
I
shrink it down a
walked
little
from there, pulled the limb, and then walked back.
Okay, I'm gonna put all your tokens out here so we have them. I'm gonna shrink them down to put them more closer to scale, as this is a bigger map.
Okay. Roy gives you a nod, like he's worked with you before. He knows what you're doing.
Dang it. Well, dang it. No, I'm talking like Roy. All right, yeah. So you move that, and I kind of got you in fours where the car would be, kind of taking up that spot there. Yeah.
I'm the biggest token.
Are you bigger? Nah,
Roy's tiny.
Shrink you down a little bit.
Your personality is with me.
Put you back down to size.
Yeah, it's my ego.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, what's the plan here, boys?
I was going to take a peek in one of the windows, if that was okay with you all. Just kind of get a look around before we decide to go into the very spooky building.
Okay.
I reckon that's well enough.
Okay. Can I peek in one of those maybe broken windows?
Yeah.
And see if I can get a good look around.
You give me a spot hidden as you're walking up there. You do see some things that are just apparent to everybody. You do see a trail going further to the front of the house there. There is a well right next to it. You do see a broken tree swing right here. And FeatherFall just redeemed a reroll, so there we go. Ooh, hard success for
Hard
Lewis.
success, yep. 36 versus 75.
Good. And you see a trail going towards the back of the house. You see that right off the bat. As you're looking into the house, you do see it is dark inside. There are no lights on. Most of the windows are either broken or kind of glazed through. You do see, some furniture in there. And you can tell what little daylight there is. You can tell that both the front and the back door are open just a little bit.
Okay.
And that would be here, and here is another door. And I would say control your tokens and go to where you want to be. That way we have, just kind of some spatial recognition of where you're at, and we can better play through that.
By the way, Teddy, I just felt that you should know I'm dressed casual today.
All right. You want to go in the front door? You want the back door?
Yeah, both the doors are open. So
Barn?
I think I'll go toward the front.
Just an FYI, you know that when Roy says something like that, he's meaning he has his casual loadout today with his weapons.
As Archie and Lewis are making your way to that back door, you do see the grass is knee-high. It is very tall and overgrown, has not been taken care of in a long time. And Lewis, just off your right, next to the house, you do see some flies buzzing around, and you can see what is a carcass of some sort.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take a look at that. Yeah, I want to try to investigate that, maybe see exactly what it is.
Yeah, as you kind of step into the grass a little bit off the trail and pull back some of that tall grass, you do see a dead raccoon. It looks to be, it's kind of big, 30 pounds or so. It is turned over. It is on its back. You do see a lot of blood and a giant hole where its kind of rib cage, sternum area would be.
Gentlemen, there's a rodent here. It looks like it's been eaten at. Looks somewhat fresh. I don't know if that's important to you investigator types or the mystical arts, but it's right here beneath the bush.
Probably right there next to him.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
If I were to could I make a listen check? Because Archie's got this feeling where he's this is an ominous location. He kind of wants to scout the area.
Yeah, you can give me a listen.
Okay. I'm on regular. I checked. So
yeah, regular listen check.
Okay. Yay.
51 out of 85. It's hard to pick any one thing up, much like on the docks earlier. That wind is cutting through and kind of blocking any clear sounds. So you're having a hard time. You're not picking anything up. You don't really
Oh,
hear
that's just-
anything that
Okay.
would be out of the ordinary other than the wind coming in.
I'm. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Roy.
Oh no, Roy's just going to be. Roy remembers that there was supposed to be a person around, and he's going to like look around to see if he sees any tracks on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me a spot hidden.
Okay.
And you're up by what you do see while you're making your way up north. You do see a trail that goes to a privy, still standing
this is
intact.
privy?
Yeah, intact among the trees, right at the base of that tree there. And you do see that the barn there is like really decaying, like even more so than the house itself. There's also next to the barn a collapsed lean-to where bundles of wood have been kept. And there are still logs present in there, but they're, either really, really dried out or just, they've been there for a while. And real quick, Teddy, next to the well, as you're up by the front door, it's made with large stones and it stands right next to the house. There's a bucket and a rope, but it's kind of long rotted and it's kind of sitting on the side. Would definitely need to be replaced in order to get any water out of there. But so as Roy is kind of doing his investigation, you do see some tracks that head from the forest to the far right there to the barn, in between the barn and the farmhouse.
Okay, so lead from about here to the barn or the farmhouse.
Kind of in that general, kind of splitting the middle of them.
Okay, so it's like it's going this way right here.
Yeah, like coming through here.
Okay. Roy's going to start following these tracks, and he's going to follow them to like their eventual end and see which way they go into,
Okay.
barn or farmhouse.
Okay. Yeah, they go, like, more of them go into the house than the barn, but there are some that go in there. But if you're going to pick one they would be mostly into the house.
Oh, so it's like it looks like somebody has been going back and forth between these two.
Yeah, and tracks go from left to right, like to the forest, to the barn, and the house.
Fellers, I think I might have found something.
Oh,
A lead for you, journalist.
what'd you find?
Well, Roy gestures with his the reed he keeps in his mouth to the tracks. Well, there's some footsteps. They look, I guess, a little bit fresh. I ain't no proper tracker or nothing, so I can't tell how old they are, but
Right. I suppose we could follow them if you want to go to the forest, but I feel like it's maybe more important to see what's inside the house here.
no, I don't think anybody's been leaving. I think your girl has been walking around in here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to lead the way, it's not. I'll be right behind you wherever you go. Just
I don't-
looking for clues.
I don't see the footprints showing signs of they left this area, have they?
You said back and forth, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're-
kind of back and forth. I don't think you would say they have left. No, I don't think that's.
Okay. Yeah, they go into these houses, but they don't leave. So,
Oh no, I thought you were saying like left the area completely. No, they come in and out. Sorry.
oh, in and out of the. I'm talking about the area. Yes. Like
You can-
basically signs of somebody coming here, going into these houses, and then leave. There's no signs of them leaving
No, no,
these two
no,
houses,
no.
though. Like,
That's correct.
okay, yeah. So best prepare yourselves to find someone.
I will try to keep my wits about me, I suppose. But like I said, if you want to go inside, I'll be right behind you.
Well, Teddy.
Yeah.
What you
Teddy.
thinking? Anything out here worth investigating, or should we plunge on ahead?
I think I'm ready to go through the front door if one of y'all want to stay at the back door just in case something come out that way.
Well, why don't we have two people? I don't want you getting caught on your own.
I can go with Teddy, if that's okay.
Well, sure thing. I got my buddy Lewis with me. Wait.
Oh no, I'm
No,
with
I
Teddy.
got my buddy Archie with me. Sorry.
I mean, to be fair,
That's okay.
I have to think before I say Lewis or Archie. It just, you know, for some reason up there, they're alike in my head for some reason.
And Roy said they're both the slightly nerdy character.
It's the nerds. Yeah. So you guys kind of have split your party. Big mistake. Teddy,
It's
as
fine.
you,
It's Call of Cthulhu, not D&D. We'll be all right.
Teddy, as you
What could
spent
possibly go wrong?
exactly, as you spent some more time up front, Teddy, you do see down to the south of the house, you do see almost a perfect square of wildflowers. And I assume you would understand there was probably some sort of garden in this area, how perfectly square it is, outside of the overgrown grass and this kind of it's not freshly cultivated, but it is like remnants of. You can see some stray tomato plants that are just like left over, that have just been seeding themselves over time. But makings of what would have been a legitimate homestead here. And if you guys are wanting to go inside,
I pull my sidearm first.
Okay.
Before breaching.
I say to Teddy, is that absolutely necessary
Yes.
right now? Okay. Well, just like I told Roy, I'm going to stand directly behind you.
Okay. And if you could take your token and go up to the top of this map, we have a kind of a zoomed in
Okay.
idea here. Not idea, like zoomed in map.
Roy,
Use the
I don't think Roy's going to pull out any weapons yet, but he is going to limber up a little bit,
Okay.
and you can tell he's ready for something to happen now.
Okay. Yeah. So
And I am going to bound up next to Roy and keep my wits about me.
so if you guys are there,
You're doing a good job keeping your wits about you.
we'll bring.
Oh, you could tell?
Yeah, I'm a professional about this stuff. I know.
If anybody knows, it's me. All right.
I have a psychology score of 10. I'm practically able to read minds.
All right. So you guys are here, and you are now able to peek into some rooms here.
I just want to say, Roy, if you could read minds, then I wonder what that makes me.
Professor
Anyway.
X.
Yes, I will take it.
Everybody's mind.
All right.
We're looking at windows?
You can look through the door, and it looks like Teddy has kind of gone inside. I will take a cue from his moving in there. You see we'll give you the description of this front room here. Stepping through the front door of the farmhouse, you can see this front room. It's dirty and long untouched. Dust everywhere, kind of, no major signs of it being lived in. You are getting foul odors, like pretty bad, that are much reminiscent of maybe that dead raccoon that was out there. Definitely some decaying something in there. Dust lies thickly on the furniture and the empty shelves. Dead leaves and other just debris kind of cover the floor as it's been blown through this open door. There's an iron stove to the right that rests against the wall. The ventilation pipe connects and goes outside. There's a round table and chairs near the stove. The wooden floor is warped and stained. There's a bunch of watermarks on it. Rot has eaten away at the table and the old couch and matching wing chair. That could be the foul odor, just the mold and in the fabric there, but it's pretty gruesome. Near the entrance to that, there's like a little hallway that goes to the left there. You can see a narrow opening in the floor, revealing a steep flight of stairs that would head down.
Okay. I'll call out first to Roy. Roy, the front room's clear. And then I'm
Okay.
going to move over and drag this chair to hold the front door open.
Okay. All right.
The advantage of being supernatural investigators is that you have a little bit of meta knowledge about it.
Oh, you're gonna hold it open. I was assuming you were
Yeah,
gonna
not
brace
propped
it shut.
closed. I want it open so that I can run.
Yeah, the strong winds.
Okay, wait. Let me get in here before I'm locked out. Okay.
Yeah.
Ro-
So the door is now, you kind of pull that chair over, prop that door open it up all the way, letting it a little more light. I mean, you could see in here fine as it is still daylight out, but it is, it's kind of dark with the kind of stained windows and, no other light in there.
Did notice, I had a question.
Yeah.
I did notice that the picture you supplied for us at the front of the house looked as though there were runed markings or something. Is that on it? Like, is that actually a thing? Or...
Oh, yes. There are some of those runes that you read about in the journal are on the outside of the house, above the door and above all the windows have those runes on there.
So from mine and Roy's perspective, unless I'm skipping too far ahead here, could I see any inside? Are there any runes in this location, or is it just as you described it?
From where you're at, you can't see it. And we can go back to Lewis's look inside. You didn't see any inside.
Okay. I'm going.
Go ahead.
I think I'm going to open this door too. Archie, back up a little bit.
I back up a little bit.
Okay. And I'm going to I'm going to grab the handle of the door.
Okay.
Give it a test turn.
Okay. It is open. It's ajar just a little bit as is.
Okay. Roy is going to push it open with his shoulder, and he's going to arm raise to defend himself. He's going to move in slowly.
Okay.
Eyes scan the room.
Yeah, as you open it a little bit, it catches on something right behind it, and you can see just the edge of it. It looks like what would be the brace or the bar that would go in this back door, and you kind of hit it a little bit, but you continue to push, and it just kind of kicks it out of the way, and you're able to open this door all the way. And now you're in that backside, and I imagine the light from both doors being open kind of meet in the middle, and Teddy and Lewis, you can see light being opened up from the back room. And in here, there's a comfortable armchair in one corner, kind of in the bottom right corner, while a table stands against a wall beneath the rear window. There is an old walking stick that lies on top of the table. The fireplace is large and made of gray stone, and the back door that you are coming in leads towards that barn, obviously. And in the middle of the ceiling in this back room, you can see a trap door that would head up to an attic. The wooden frame surrounding the trap door is decorated with the same occult carvings that you saw on the outside, seen over the doors and windows of the house.
Well, if I reckon, I remember y'all said our guest is in the attic, right? Or was in the attic.
Still is, I believe.
Yeah, it might have expanded its territory. You don't know.
According to the journal, it was confined to the attic, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Roy's suspecting it might have started to its area of freedom might have started expanding slightly since everybody's dead.
Okay.
The wards might be failing, though he doesn't know enough about wards, so he's like, "Yep."
Rupert was pretty clear about his worry of when he dies, those wards become negated. Like whatever's being trapped or held in there is now going to be able to roam freely.
Mm-hmm.
So it would appear that I'm wrong.
What did you say? Sorry. Archie.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just from my memory of the journal, it described the genie being confined upstairs. But no, your description would counteract that.
The-
so.
The wards were powered by their lives, and the wards that were keeping it in there have now failed, and nothing's holding it in place anymore.
So if I were to look at these runes, would I be able to make some sort of roll in order to attempt to make sense of them?
Yeah, you can give me an occult roll.
Well, let's see what that skill looks like. So none of my psych skills would be of any use here, would they?
Not for these. What
Well,
other?
Archie,
I'll
you can come in.
keep-
I was just gonna say, like,
Oh, I
what
thought I already did.
what other languages do you know? I think it was just Latin.
Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Latin pretty well.
Yeah, so just an occult roll here would maybe give you something. We do have a re-roll and a D10 in chat. What?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey.
That's a critical
Yes.
success. That's a 1 on a D100. Do you want to re-roll that? Um,
Are
It
you
says critical
so-
success. I don't think I want to
Uh,
mess with that.
in a moment of clarity, Archie, you see that these runes are kind of there's a hint of glow to them that is ultimately like pulsing, and then the pulse is getting slower as you sit there and look at it for an extended period of time. They're getting slower and starting to almost fade out. They're very faint, but you can get it, and you can understand that. Yeah, this is making sense. The power within these is fading slowly, but these
Is
were
there-
some sort of warding rune that was keeping that monster contained.
Is there any sign of the monster, or is the extent of my ability right now to just look at the runes and tell what they
Yeah.
are?
Yeah, not that you can tell.
Okay. Well, I'll relay that to Roy. Roy, I say, I describe the glow to him. I say, like, these still have a little bit of juice in them, I think, but not much. Whatever
Hey,
this
you mean
thing
that
is
was
might
right?
be gone.
Ha ha! The idiot is vindicated.
Well, Roy,
gives a-
and I give him a little pat on the shoulder. You did it.
Roy gives a smile as he like takes the fire poker and starts like sifting through the ashes over by the fireplace. He's kind of like looking to see if anything's been burned,
Okay.
other than firewood.
Give me spot hidden.
Okay. Oh, we're getting a lot of good rolls now.
Look at all of
This
you.
does not bode well for later.
I'm cutting off any channel points because they don't need help tonight. So, as you're kind of becoming used to the surroundings and getting used to the smell, again, you're getting this mix of mold and must and death and decay kind of in this nice concoction, aromatic concoction. Smells a lot like freshman BO. Very topical conversation of today. Sorry. You see that there are some muddy boot prints on the floor coming from the back door and coming inside and around. There is that blanket on the bottom left of the floor that looks like a sleeping bag. The fireplace, it does have embers of a recent fire. Not enough to put any smoke coming out of the chimney, but enough that when you put your hand close enough, it is fairly warm, possibly within the last day. Again, there's that thick wool blanket next to it that's been tossed by the fireplace. There's an empty can of pork and beans, Campbell's pork and beans, nearby with a dirty spoon. The spoon itself, and Roy, you would know this, it looks like an army surplus spoon, like it came from the, is issued during the Great War and is left over from that. It's sticking out of the can. Yeah. Traces of the sauce inside the can are still liquid and look fairly fresh.
Well, fellers, it looks like we do have a guest, but I don't know if it's the girl.
Well,
Seems
maybe we could find something out on over here. And I come up to this desk now that I can see it, that it's well lit, and maybe go through some of these papers if there's some stuff on it.
Yeah. Yeah, give me another spot hidden there.
Okay. Extreme success.
Nice.
9 versus 75.
I'm just not going to ask you guys to roll anymore. This is ludicrous. So you see there is a clear walking stick on the table. The bottom of it is kind of mushroomed, like it's hit the pavement enough, and the top is kind of worn from a hand holding it there. There's a large piece of worn, wrinkled fabric which rests on a half-full penny box of wooden matches, as well as a small piece of soap. There's a tin cup, a screwdriver, a can opener, a jackknife, and the stub of a candle.
D&D Explorers pack.
Exactly. Exactly.
In here.
Give me an intelligence roll, Lewis.
Okay, let's see here. Boop, boop. Extreme success, 1485.
GM, while our luck's still hot, I would like to roll to
Shit.
punch the demon.
Yeah,
I rolled a nat 1, so I think I do it.
You can tell this is a bindle that would have been like the stereotypical hobo sack that hanging on the edge of a stick on a shoulder, and at least one hobo. And I'm using their term. I don't know if hobo is politically correct or not, but I'm using what is written here. Correct me if I'm wrong. One hobo has stayed here within the last day or two.
Okay. Roy, it looks like some hobo, someone was kind of been in and out of here recently. See the knapsack here with all the goods. So maybe it's just someone that's been using this as a temporary space, some shelter.
And you would, with that intelligence roll, you would know that it's kind of weird that they're gone without their possessions. Like they usually pack up and take it with them.
Okay. And it seems like they may have never left. I mean, who would leave without all their supplies, right?
Yeah, this don't bode too well, because if there's some demon that's been let loose and it's been starting to roam the area, it probably ain't too good that some feller's just been napping here.
All right. And does anyone smell it's not a normal smell in here. It doesn't smell like an old dusty house.
Everyone smells it.
The dead thing smell.
It does. It smells like dead things. Yes. Thank you. Well,
I want to check. Are these marks on the map here indicative of lamps?
Yeah. Those are old oil lamps that are hanging on the
I'm
wall
going to
there.
check them. Do any of them have fuel in them?
No, there's just like, oil doesn't evaporate, right? There's just a small ring in the bottom. They've been burned pretty dry.
can I grab the jackknife and the matches off from that sack?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take those with me.
Pairs well with dynamite.
Yes.
Just saying. Yeah, so you can add a jackknife and a half box of matches to your inventory.
Okay. Well, it seems this mystery's gonna be a little bit more to it. I'm gonna wander over here. I'm just gonna check out this. This is the furnace, right?
Yeah. What would be more of like a furnace,
Farmhouse cooking stove, heating appliance.
Yeah, you can tell this is like dining room / family room in one. There is a spot on top of the stove to put a pot, more functional than just the fireplace in the back room.
Buddy, Teddy, do you think you can take off search the couches and see if they hid anything under them or something like that while I check this thing out? We're dealing with a secret society here, so they probably hid stuff all around the place.
Yeah, I suppose I'll toss the cushions and whatnot. And
Of course, Roy thinks to himself, they were a bunch of high school students or college or something.
Yeah,
Probably
still
too
wouldn't hurt
bad
to
about
look,
it.
especially seeing as there's been guests in the house recently.
Yeah. So as you kind of like you're looking in the couch, right? I wasn't missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
mishearing.
check the,
Okay.
the cushions on the couch, this chair,
Okay.
and probably also the other chair in the other section there.
Yeah, as you're kind of running your hands around there and feeling underneath and lifting up cushions, you don't see much lint, couple loose pieces of loose change, but nothing of substance.
Lucky quarter. Pick it up and put it in my pocket.
It was heads up.
Outstanding.
Oh, sweet. Bring
Or they
mine.
could buy you something back in the 20s.
I'd say
Yeah.
add a point of luck to your.
Okay. I'm not gonna turn that down. I'm gonna need it. So.
I mean, why not? Everybody's rolling extreme successes tonight,
That was an
except that
accident.
one. That one didn't
I
count.
was. It's not showing my number there, so I was trying to see what it actually is.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, it's missing on my sheet too.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
they
rolls
wa-
if I click it, and if I turn it into edit mode, I can see it.
Uh-uh.
But for whatever reason, it's just
that's interesting.
Oh,
Maybe they want to keep it a little mysterious.
Mystery.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
I narrow my eyes at Teddy, like seeing him find this lucky quarter. So that's how you have 81 luck.
exact.
Can I take a look at this bedroll here?
you-
Just is it just completely flattened or?
It's kind of like curled up, as in somebody would like wrap it and roll. It looks very elongated, like a sleeping bag would, although it's not stitched into a bag. It is a woolen blanket. And again, I go back to Roy. You would notice this is kind of military issue. Same kind of that that military green, very rough wool. But at this point, there are a lot of ash burn marks in it and holes everywhere, and it's kind of nasty. A lot of mud that has dried and caked, and just it hasn't been washed.
Military issue. Is that like common for hobos, or is that something that would be like, military issue? This is probably a veteran of some sort.
Give me an idea roll. Let's do that.
Boy, I'm great at these. I have
I have an idea.
40. Let's go.
The light-
Oh.
yeah.
22.
This stuff's kind of hard to come by. It's not like now we have military surplus stores where you can go pick this stuff up. This is issued to military, and that's not really something that just is freely put back on the market somewhere.
Okay, fellas, be a little careful. If it's a military issue, that stuff ain't on the market normally. It means there's probably a veteran walking around here. Though, if he's a hobo, might be a chance he's got an injury or two. So he might be a bit slower on the draw.
Right. Maybe he had that walking stick. Maybe that was his. Or
Maybe.
hers. Can I?
Wait, one sec. Is it Dusty?
Is the walking stick dusty?
Hey, if the walking stick's Dusty, it's probably ain't his.
Right. Is the walking stick dusty?
No.
I'll take.
No.
No. Okay.
There you have it.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, the desk and some of the stuff that was on it seems to be used, especially when compared to the round table or the coffee table. It looks to be not have been cleaned, but have been like cleaned by use. And most of like the can opener and the tin cup and all that is relatively clean as well.
If I, were you doing something there, Lewis? If I go over here, and just casually glance down the stairs, what do I see?
You see a set of stairs that go down, and it's once it gets out of kind of level with the upstairs, it goes to pitch black. You would know that this is some sort of cellar. Whether you can't tell if it's finished or not, but it is at the very least a root cellar.
I think that Archie just wants to be looking around for clues or any indication of anything.
Okay.
Like everyone else is.
Okay.
My my words fail me. My intuition wants me to use a listen check again because
Okay.
I'm so good at it.
Yeah.
Because it's also pitch black. Is that
Yeah,
something
perfect.
I can do?
Yep. Give me a listen check.
Okie dokie. Oh, I'm trying to move
What do you
everything
tally
out of the
your
way.
failure?
You guys are on top of it.
Yay!
Anybody else on nerve that we have done nothing but succeed so far?
You hear.
Oh, we'll keep this up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Get them all out now.
Abs-
You hear echoing kind of out from below in the cellar. You hear a very small mumble of a word, and you could make it out as, "Come on, get the hell out of here." Not talking to you, but just it's almost like under a breath mumble.
So who's nearest me right now?
Roy and Teddy are in that room with you.
Okay.
Archie is roasting hot dogs.
I was gonna go get the can of beans
I'm
and throw
Archie.
them down.
Who's that right there next to me?
That's Roy.
Is it Roy?
Yeah, can't you tell
I
by
turned
the
to Roy
average?
and terribly sorry, my good man, but I turn to him and I go, Roy. And I kind of like bring my voice down low. Roy, come here.
Yeah,
And then-
I'm whispering, by the way. I can't
And I-
whisper in
Yes,
Southern.
stage whisper.
Yeah, what do you want?
That was good. I tell him I think I can hear something. Someone's down there. And they're trying to leave. As you would say, all stealthy like.
They're trying to leave, or they want us to leave? Because I think what I heard the GM say was they want us to leave.
Did I mishear the DM?
As I recall, I said, "Come on, get the hell out of here."
I misinterpreted what I heard,
Ah.
probably.
Well, it depends on what you want to tell Roy, because you heard it.
I think we'll go with that because it's fun flavor-wise if I misinterpret what I heard.
They're trying to leave.
So I was...
Okay, I'll go tell. The others know. One sec. I go to each of them and tell the others what Archie heard.
Okay, so there's possibly someone here.
Yeah.
Great.
I look at Lewis because he's coming towards us, and I just go, or something I don't know, but someone's down there, so we have to be careful.
Okay.
And I look around the group and the party, and I ask, who's armed?
Well, I
Okay,
think
my
the two
gun's out.
federales probably have something.
Federale.
Yeah, my gun's in my hand. I didn't come into the house without it drawn.
I think at this
Maybe
point I'd
someone's-
probably holding that knife too now, just being spooked. If there's someone here, I'm just like, no,
Okay.
not cool with this.
I'll call down, Agent Mills, the FBI. If there's anyone in the premises, please show yourselves. Come up the stairs slowly with your hands raised.
Ooh, he's looking at the book.
Well, Lewis, a small knife will give you 1d4 plus a damage bonus.
Okay.
Damage. Okay. So as you say that, Archie, as you're close, you hear some shuffling on the ground. But other than that, no. And it's very subtle. No other movement, no other speaking.
Let's see.
Lewis, one second. Let's trade. I like reach around my belt and I pull out like a knife. I have a knife in a sheath and it's wrapped around me, and I hand it to him. Wrap this around yourself. I'll take that one.
Okay, yeah, of course.
You don't want to have you don't want to be holding a knife like that if you don't want to worry about spooking this man. So wrap
Okay.
that around. You have it ready.
But you
I
Okay.
can put this in my bag.
you gave him a bigger knife.
Same knife. Same knife.
Okay, yeah. So 1d4
Like
plus.
I just basically gave him a means of holding
Okay,
it.
gotcha,
Where he's not
gotcha.
holding it like this.
Yeah.
Roy
Yeah,
is comfortable
I am
putting it in his
not-
bag. He's got other weapons.
Gotcha.
Proficient in any weapons.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if it's a machete, you're looking at 1d8 damage. So
Nah. Roy's just got like a tactical knife for cutting things when he needs it.
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So same damage on that, and should you need it, but you now have a sheath.
okay.
Okay. Well, doesn't sound like you wanted to come up.
I have this
No.
kind of beans I picked up. I can throw it and maybe spook them out. I don't know.
Spook 'em out. That'll be a good idea.
Well, I'll be right behind you. I promise. If you go down there, I'll stand at the top of the stairs and make sure nothing comes from the door, the front door.
Okay.
I
Well,
look at Teddy because I'm right there on the edge of the steps. I look at Teddy and I kind of gesture down the stairs and I go, you want to do the honors?"
Oh, you know
As
what?
I say as I, what's up?
I do have some matches. Maybe we can find something and make a light. Ah,
Yeah,
maybe take
you're onto
something.
something, Lewis.
Take something from the fireplace. Some wood. Maybe we can get something started and light our.
Teddy, give me a luck roll.
Wow.
That's 12.
You're asking me for a luck roll. It's
Right.
gonna pass almost all the
I
time.
I
so.
should just give it to you. You have a flashlight in that trunk, in that outer trunk box of your car.
I kind of just hold my hand up for everyone to just stay still for a minute. I'll be right back, and I'll run out to the boot and collect my flashlight and bring it back in.
Okay.
And I will motion Lewis away from the top of the stairs a little bit, and I'll turn my flashlight on and point it down the stairs.
Okay.
And with guns still drawn, very flashlight over pistol, slowly make my way down the stairs. Again, announcing myself. Again, this is Agent Mills with the FBI. I don't want to hurt nobody. Please, if you're down here, keep your hands up. I am coming down. I am armed.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're I revealed a little bit. It's just below on this map where we're at. So you can move your character, your token, onto those stairs going down. You can see a broken chair in the corner with this flashlight. And again, this flashlight gives you, it's not like a huge floodlight, 10,000 lumens, right? It's a very narrow beam that you kind of have to shine in a direction to see it. Otherwise, it remains pretty dark. Give me a spot hidden as you're coming down here. But you do see a broken table and chair in the against that wall there.
Roy's gonna come in second.
Just let us know when it's safe, gentlemen.
Dude, these rolls are
You won't be asking me for stuff I'm good at today.
yeah.
so
What are you bad at? Let me
all kinds of things. Like
Fighting.
90% of the things I'm bad at.
Oh, you're bad at fighting. Okay, he shoots you.
Yeah, you are dead. Out from behind these stairs, coming out from around, you're able to just get your flashlight in time as you hear it. Is a man, kind of scruffy looking, long hair, kind of faded, broken, like hat, faded flannel. That's the word. And he's coming at you with a table leg, and he is going to attack. And
Can I try to defend Teddy, actually? Since I'm right behind him.
Technically, this is a surprise attack, so I would say no. But because Teddy passed his spot hidden, he does not get a bonus die. He's just coming at you at a straight roll. So I would say no. This is happening pretty quick. He heard you up there. He was kind of preparing himself. So, all Of course. Can I use the reroll? Lord of Chance,
No reroll
please
for you.
help me.
Oh, jeez.
Help me.
Oh, wow.
So he comes down, and as you're moving your flashlight towards him, you're able to just kind of like step out of the way, and he hits down on the step in front of you, and he says, "Let me out! Let me out of here!" And he kind of steps back, and he prepares himself for swing number 2.
Time to do my job. I would like to. So, I would like to try to restrain him.
Okay.
So
Alright.
can I roll the unarmed, the brawl?
Yeah. So I think he's gonna try to dodge. So I think.
Okay.
Again, we haven't been in a whole lot of combat, so remembering some of these things are. I got to dig
We
deep.
haven't been in any combat.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Success.
Ooh.
Means we've been playing right so far.
Gosh.
I rolled. You rolled a hard success. I rolled a critical failure. This is not fair. This is not
Sure,
fair.
what we have here is not your average hobo, but a wino.
Yeah, yeah. He's a little drunky dory. Just a
I
second.
have something in my possessions which could lead into the effect of what that difference in rolls is.
Okay. So yeah, you're kind of like almost leaping off of the stairs as you're up higher, and you tackle him, and yes, you do get him down. And I'm gonna say you're gonna do a little bit of damage as this comes through.
Rather than damage, I have 3
Okay.
cords of hemp rope which are explicitly used for tying people up.
All right, yeah, with the hard success and the critical failure, we'll say you're almost like just ready for this. Like, this is your moment to shine, Roy. You jump and almost in midair wrap him and get him down, and his for lack of better terms, he is rather hogtied on the ground. He's kicking and flailing. Stinks pretty bad. He's got pork and beans kind of remnants around his mouth. His eyes are very wide. You gotta let me out. Just let me take my stuff and let me get out of here.
Hold on there, partner. Now, you just swung at us. You got to answer a few questions at least.
No time. Come on.
Okay, what you scared about?
There's I don't know what it is. You can't
Tell me what's been happening there.
you can't see it, but you can hear it. Come on. You shouldn't be here either.
Why
Things
haven't
talking
you
in your
left
head.
already then?
Well, I was getting ready, packing my stuff and leaving. You guys came in, and I had nothing left to do. I came down here.
Tell you what, we gonna get you off the property and then we're gonna talk, okay? Sound like a deal?
I can take all my stuff.
Yeah, you can take all your stuff.
Pack all my stuff up.
Okay, and Roy's gonna help him up. Roy's gonna like untie him, and like Roy's fast, so he's confident that he can chase this man down if he tries to run. Okay, we're gonna get your stuff, and we're gonna back up, and we're gonna get to the edge of the property. We're gonna get off of it, and then we're gonna talk. Sound good?
Yeah, just as long as I get all my
go.
stuff.
And Roy's gonna start heading back up with the man.
Yeah, and you've released his legs, and I imagine you're holding his wrists together. And he does give a little like resistance, but at the same time moving, and he definitely tries to pull you back into this back room. All right, let my hands go. I want to grab my stuff.
Okay, I let him hands grow.
He lays out that bit of wrinkled cloth, starts putting stuff in it. This ain't all. Where is it? I'm missing it.
Roy picks out a knife, hands it to him.
Yeah, that's it. Lewis, did you take anything else? Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. There's one more.
No.
Matches. Where are they? Come on. Continues
What's he
wrapping it
looking
up.
for?
Matches. Where are the matches? He goes and moves over to his bedroll.
Anyone got matches?
Starts rolling them up.
I whisper. I'm like, I might need the matches. I tell him he lost them. He's a little crazy. By the
Roy's
way,
gonna roll. I check my own person to see if I have any matches on me.
If you don't, give me a luck roll if you don't already have it in your.
I don't think I naturally have any on me.
Yeah, well, maybe you grabbed a.
Bandages, aspirin, blah 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 blah. Oh, matches case. Yes,
All right.
I do. Here you go.
All right. Oh, God, good. And he stuffs that in his pocket, grabs his bedroll, and he's gonna take off running, out this door.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
I'm going with him. Guys, come on.
I'm wondering. So there are like specific chase mechanics in this game. I don't know them very well. So yeah, we'll just he's running out the door. You're able to kind of keep up. That was on my to-do list to figure out those. But he runs and he gets out the door.
I have the maximum movement speed possible and 90 dexterity.
Yeah, you would definitely have him. His movement rate is 8. Yeah.
Okay, I can run circles around him.
All right. So yeah, he's trying to get away, and he breaks away, and he goes up north towards that privy. And he sees that you're on his heels, and he stops. Yeah,
Okay.
You guys should get out of that house.
Well, unfortunately, I'm with the government. We gotta stop some bad things happening there. I need you to tell me what you know about it.
Know about what? What's inside? You can't see it. You can't even see it.
Been talking to you?
You can't see it. It doesn't talk. It kind of moans and growls and hisses and every sound. I don't know. You can't see it though.
Where'd you hear it coming from?
I mean, there was some outside, and then it quickly went to the attic. I heard some noise in the attic. I was eating my beans and.
Okay, so it was outside for a moment, but then it went back to the attic.
Yeah.
Okay. How long ago did you hear it?
Just before you guys came up. It wasn't too long before that.
Okay. You having any crazy dreams? Anything when you slept in there?
No. I came in late last night and it was quiet until this morning, and then I went out to go take a piss and heard some sounds, and you could hear it, but you couldn't see any of it.
How long you been sleeping there?
It was just last night.
Just last night? Okay. Out of character, any questions that you guys have? Like, I'm assuming you guys have followed me and caught up by this point.
I stayed in the basement.
Okay.
All right, let's cut away to that. We'll give you some time to think about any more questions you might want to ask. Yeah, so you're in the basement. Teddy, what you doing down there?
Yeah, I come down here and basically I flash the light around and take a good look of what all's going on down here in the basement. I totally trust Roy's not going to let the fugitive run off at large.
Yeah. All right. We can go from your previous spot hidden as you came down, which was a success, I believe. You haven't failed a roll tonight, so. The cellar is very small. I mean, it matches the footprint of the house upstairs, but it's maybe a little bit smaller in area. Very low ceiling. It almost feels like if you're any inches above 6 foot, 5'9", 5'10", it's almost like claustrophobic. You do got to kind of bend the knees a little bit. The floor is very hard packed dirt. It's cooler than the house above and smells like dirt and dust. There's a pair of chairs up against the wall at the base of the steps and a table with a missing leg that is now at your feet, the same leg the hobo was trying to use. The shelves line the wall. Cans and boxes sit on the shelves, each holding, as you kind of like peek in them, spoiled remains of food. Several tins of tea leaves lurk among the cans, complete with there is a silver tea set down here that is complete, but very tarnished. There are a few cast iron pots and pans, a set of tableware for eating. On the lowest shelf, there's a row of bottles containing some liquor.
What kind of liquor? It's like
Well,
hobo wine or
as
is it
written,
labeled?
as written, it says good liquor. So I imagine it's something of quality, maybe stowed here before Prohibition started. Back when there's mass
How many bottles are there?
A row of bottles. Let's see. Let's roll. I'm going to roll a D10. One bottle.
One.
Oh no!
I'll pick the bottle up and I'll pop
Yeah.
the cork and take a sip.
All right.
Put
Yeah,
the cork back in it.
you're getting some.
Hold on a second, my bodyguard senses are tingling. I don't know why.
You're getting some smoky whiskey notes, and as you kind of look at the other bottles, they are empty. But you do have this one bottle. By the steps leading into the cellar, there's an old but sturdy 8-foot ladder that's kind of behind. Let me reveal all that for you. You can't see it, but I can. So there's a ladder down there that is about 8 foot. Behind the steps is a pile of lumber, a bag of rusted nails, a wooden box with some old tools, hammer, saw, hand drill, 3 different bits. They gave me the exact bit count, but they didn't give me how many bottles.
Right.
Shame on you, Chaosium. No, that's fine.
Everyone knows players drink bottle.
Chisel and rasp. In a corner near the shelves, there's an oiled tarp, and that's kind of in that back corner. There's a trunk down here, that's just peeking out from underneath the tarp.
I'll throw the tarp back so that I can make sure that there's nothing else under it besides this trunk, and go ahead and pop this trunk open.
Okay. Yeah, it's not locked or anything. You're able to kind of creak it open. There is a handwritten letter on top inside this trunk.
Well, and I'll read said letter if there's something to read.
Yeah. So handout edge number 5, you should see.
It popped up on my screen, but there is nothing in it, sir.
Oh, it's all in the.
Yeah.
That's
It's just handout edge number 5.
that's
all.
weird. It's all the information is in the GM notes, only visible to me. That's. Let me go back to here.
Less than help.
That's a little special.
What is happening? Yeah, it's all below.
You read the bottom text. It says, "This was an invisible ink, by the way."
Yeah. This message will detonate or whatever the Mission Impossible thing is. Here, I'll post it in our Discord chat.
Conflagrate. There we go.
Twitch should be able to see it as I have it open on the map screen. But I posted it in our Discord chat. Do you want me to read it out loud, or do you want to do it?
Sure, I'll read it.
Okay. We'll take the time.
23rd March, 1877. I don't know why I'm putting this down on paper. Probably a bad idea, but I feel the need to leave some kind of explanation for my actions and intent. When I took the sarcophagus from my uncle, I did not think it would be missed. I expected to be able to research it and return it later. I was such a fool. Despite believing in the powers we tried to summon, I grossly misunderstood the consequences. Now Robert is dead, and Harold a madman. I'm going back to the farmhouse to organize our things. I dread stepping foot again in that place, but I must make sure that our materials will be available again when we need them. Since the others are too shaken to attempt a banishment of the creature, I can only hope that the thing hasn't the power to remain in our reality more than a few hours or days. At least it's bound to the house itself. I shall search for a means to destroy it before the last of us passes from this world and it release from the house, if it is still there. I believe I know where I can find the knowledge I need to drive the creature away without assistance from others. I hear tales of mystics in New Orleans that know much of the true magics of the world. I am leaving the gold box in Rupert's care. I told him not to sell it or have it appraised by anyone, but did not tell him why. He also seemed puzzled by my insistence not to live in Boston, but I believe he trusts my judgment not to go into danger unwittingly. My uncle does not know about our dark brotherhood, so Rupert and the others will be safe from anyone looking for it. I'll be back to put things right again. Mary and Alan. Postscript. I write this before I close the lid on the trunk. The thing is still in the attic of the house. It seemed to recognize me and spoke foul curses at me. I will carve protective wards on the trunk to prevent any tampering with its contents, just in case.
And as you read that, you do see at the lid of the trunk does have those same warding sigils you do see some other materials that were mentioned in Meriwether's journal. You see 6 folded black robes. There is a cigar box and a sheaf of yellow papers.
How heavy does this trunk look?
It's pretty big. Judging by the map, it's probably a 2-man pull up, drag up the stairs. You might be able to drag it if you want to give me strength.
I call from the top of the stairs because it's probably been a minute. Teddy, everything all right down there?
Yeah, I found our implements, for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay.
You want to come give me a hand?
Safe? Yeah, is it safe?
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay. I'm gonna head down there then.
And so will I.
Okay. Are you guys pulling the trunk up?
Yeah, that was my plan, was
Okay.
to pull the trunk up into the
Yeah, I'll help.
living room.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so with the 3 of you, you're able to get it up there without issue. Let's cut back to Roy and the hobo outside by the privy.
So that's what you did in the war. No, I'm kidding. Roy's still like questioning the man. He's going to ask quickly about, did you see anything like else happen other than a voice speaking up from upstairs and outside, or some groaning, like anything moving around?
He's going to walk over and he's going to pick up that raccoon, and he's kind of like holding it by the scruff of its neck. It did this. I know it did this. And he kind of pushes it towards you. It's heart.
Roy's
gone.
Roy's going to like frown at that. Oh, can just take hearts. Okay. That's good. That's good to know. Boy, I know all the defensive mechanisms against us heart stealing. We're doomed.
Doomed.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. If that's all you got, is there anything else you can do? You can think of that might help us? I look him in the eye with my one eye.
Don't stay here. Just, I don't know what your friends are doing, but get going. And as he's saying that, he's like leaving and beating feet back up. And he's going up towards towards the privy, but making his way back to Boone Road.
Wait, one last thing. Did you see a girl around here?
Didn't see a girl. No.
Okay. God be with you.
He doesn't. He's kind of moving as fast as he can at this point.
Oh, and God be with me too.
We'll go back down to downstairs in the cellar.
I'll start heading there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you guys are back up. Yeah, sorry.
Bringing the trunk up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Roy, as you come in, you see the 3 of them bringing this big trunk, kind of set it on the ground, right in the middle of that front room.
Oh, good news. Apparently, the creature can leave the attic.
Oh, it can.
Oh, yeah. Roy holds up the dead raccoon. Apparently, it stole this thing's heart, so it might try to do that to us, too. Just so you know.
I did see that raccoon earlier. That's absolutely terrifying. Teddy, what was in the trunk that we just hauled up?
I'll pop the lid open to show everyone what's in there. You know, the black robes. I'll pull the cigar box out and grab the papers that are in there.
So it's a cigar box and a sheaf of papers.
Yeah, I'll pull those out of the trunk specifically now that we're upstairs, and open the cigar box and see what's in there.
Yeah, so
I'll hand the papers off to Lewis or Archie. You know,
I'll motion to Teddy and say, "Can I take a look at those?"
Yep, I'll hand
Motion
them
to
right over.
papers.
Nerds, where are you?
Nerds, assemble!
Yes. I am useful! Sorry.
So you're looking at the cigar box. It is dated 1870. And as you open it, inside you see a small metal round canister with a, not a screw lid, but just one that kind of like pops on and is held in place by a little bit of ribbing. That's in there. And then there is a smaller wooden box that looks like it has some sort of sliding lid.
I guess I'll open the little sliding wooden box
Okay.
first to see what's in there.
Yeah, in that one, you see a silvery, almost talcum powder-like substance.
All right, I'll close that back up and check the metal tin.
Yeah, you're able to kind of twist open the lid. You see a brownish powder.
Any of this stuff look familiar? Or from either the journal notes or...
You can give me... there was some stuff talked about it in the journal. Some powders that they used for both the... And if any player wants to jump in here, they can. That they used for the pentagram for the ceremony. And then there was some other...
I kind of look over his shoulder at the dust, and I, speaking of the journal, I say, that might be the dust of Ibghazi, maybe.
Right, the dust of Ibghazi. Was that the stuff they were throwing at the entity, or what were they using it for? My memory's fading.
Yeah, they would cast it on the genie, I remember.
Yeah, the dust made it visible.
Yeah, according to, in the journal, throwing some dust on it made it visible.
Right, so let's keep our hands on this. If we...
Was there more than one kind of dust?
Yeah, Archie, do you have chemistry or pharmacy?
Let me take a look here. I keep having to close that window because it obstructs my view.
That's all right.
I don't have 2 displays like some fancy folks that I know.
What do you mean you don't have 3 monitors? Come on, man.
I don't even have 2, muchacho. Which one am I looking for?
Chemistry or pharmacy?
Chemistry?
Yeah. You can give me a roll there. Are you guys going to fail a roll tonight?
Chemistry is not that great.
Oh.
Pharmacy?
Either one.
I'll still attempt it.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, GM, while he's rolling, the raccoon, does it look like something reached in and pulled its heart out, or it's like its heart was just...
Ooh. Wouldn't you like to know? Give me a...
Chris, would it be possible to do a medicine check on these powders? Because I suspect them to be medicine, or is that not how that works?
Let's see here.
Doesn't sound like that's how it would work. Medicine sounds like more like if I'm treating someone.
I would say
Yeah.
an
Let's say
extreme...
pharmacy is pretty much the medicine.
Yeah.
one.
I would say an extreme success on a medicine roll might get you some information.
I'm not finding pharmacy here.
So you would have
feel
to...
like a
It's
doof.
under... Because you can break down science into different avenues, you would have to specifically say I'm a chemist or a pharmacist and put points there.
Oh, well,
it's not one that's readily given to
okay.
you. But
Okay,
if you...
well, here
you don't
here
have
goes
to-
nothing. You know?
Most people don't know chemistry and...
Right. Fuck, almost, man.
Yeah.
I did say extreme success.
Oh,
Do
dang it.
you want to spend the
We do
the
have...
luck?
You can spend
Hey,
luck.
man.
You can...
That's a success on a chemistry.
But I was asking for an extreme. But you can roll it. There is a D10 in there that you could roll that'll probably get you close.
Ooh,
Can I?
do it.
Yeah, you only need to roll a 1. Because 4 is
You have a
1/5
chance of getting a critical success.
All right, here we go. Whee!
All right, good.
That's
That
critical.
is a critical success.
Yeah, so you don't have a D10 to add anymore. All right, so somewhere along your line of education, you learned about these things, and you've maybe handled these somewhere. One of them is a sulfur and bits of copper, and that would be the brownish powder. The silvery one really kind of defies any identification.
Okay.
Then if that's all of the different kinds of dust there are, then, and I'm kind of trying to speak in character here. I point to the one and I say, so I believe this to be sulfur, and this to be copper, which would make this one, and that's the one that you just said it defies explanation. That's the one I suspect to be the Dust of Ibghazi. So that one, and I turned to Lewis or somebody, and who wants to? Basically, I'm like, who wants to hold the jar?
Archie,
Probably.
real quick, the silvery stuff, it feels almost like graphite, but it's not. You know, like how graphite kind of sticks to your skin a little bit. It has that feel, but it's not graphite. You can tell that for sure. But there is kind of a greasy kind of feel to it.
Okay. Well, instead of just flailing the jar around, I'll look around and ask what the party would like to do. Now that we know or we suspect what these are, what do you think we could do with it?
Is anything in those papers?
Yeah, so let's...
I haven't looked at the paper yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Archie, I can help you look at some of those if you'd like.
Sure, and I hand him a few.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a stack of handwritten papers, all dated in 1877. They're all in Marion Allen's handwriting, which I'm sure by now you guys have identified. None of the writing, though, mentions silvery talcum-like powder. I got a couple handouts for you. Geez, 3 handouts, guys. So again, they hid it behind. I don't know if it's a setting on my end, but they don't. I posted the handout in the in Roll20 that you all can see on Twitch, and you can see this pentagram-like sigil that is in there. So let's go over what these sheets of paper. There are 6 in total, and they're all the same. All of them copies of the same Latin chant. Okay, so there are 6 different copies of the same chant that I posted in chat. So let's start with Archie. Give me a language Latin roll, if you can translate this.
Cue up the. All right, here we go.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice, yeah.
Out of 50.
So I'm gonna
Here we
actually.
go.
Damn you. I'm actually gonna share with you the translation, and I'll put it in our Discord chat so you all can read it. Control V. All right, so there are 6 different copies of this chant. O spirits you exercised by the power, wisdom, and virtue, by the divine knowledge, by the dark void, by the name of the old ones, the root, the trunk, source, the origin of all other divine names, whence they all draw their life and their power. I exercise you by the name of Nyarlathotep. Tried it. Signifying the most excellent bringer of wisdom, his majesty so high and brighter than the stars of the void. I exercise you by the most powerful name of Azathoth, the all-powerful, who shall punish the crimes. I exercise you, and I command you absolutely, O demon, in whatsoever part of the universe you may be, by the virtue of these names. Hear you and obey. So you'll take a minute or two to kind of translate that. It's not just happening in instantaneously like that. Along with those 6 sheets of the same Latin phrasing, there is another sheet that is identifying that chant as having been derived from the book called De Vermis Mysteries. It also states that while the original chant detailed the ritual for, quote, releasing the spirit trapped inside the ancient amber, several words within the incantation have been replaced, changing the original summoning ritual to one of exorcism so that it may be used to dispel the vile spirit currently trapped in the attic. So you can kind of put 2 and 2 together that Marion Allen came and put this here for some hardy investigators to come and do the deed that him and his friends of the Dark Brotherhood couldn't do. There's another sheet that contains the description, and that is the handout that I put in Roll20 of that pentagram-like sigil, and says the symbol must be drawn as part of the ritual. There are 3 more sheets that discuss the procedure of the ritual itself, which takes at least an hour to perform and must be started at midnight. While at least one, I'll post this in the chat. because this is kind of the recipe, the how-to.
This is why we always investigate at midnight. Investigate at night.
Always.
It always has to be midnight.
So it takes at least an hour to perform and must be started at midnight. While at least one person speaks aloud the ritual phrases, another person must draw the pentagram on the floor, while another burns a certain combination of chemicals in a fire nearby. Alan's notes mention that the chemicals resemble a brown powder, which he says he has prepared and stored with these papers in a metal canister, ready for use. While one person may perform the ritual chant, the notes recommend that several people take part, allowing each individual to occasionally interrupt their chanting without disturbing the overall ritual or its potency. If the chant is continuous, with at least one person reciting the repeating phrases aloud, the spirit must succumb. However, it warns that even the slightest disruption of the chanting may result in failure, requiring another ritual to be performed on a following night. The note suggests that during the ritual, a watcher be posted lest the sorcerers be disturbed by the nuisances and distractions of malevolent spirits. Thus, these sheets confirm that a 2-hour ritual using the chant provided, begun at midnight, will drive off unwanted spirits. And while you guys process over that, Roy, go ahead and give me a check going back to the raccoon that is outside. You can either give me a science, biology, medicine, or natural world check.
Could I make a first aid check? Just because that's addressing an immediate injury.
Yeah, I'll allow it. We'll make it a hard
Like
check.
triage skills.
Yeah, we'll make it a hard check. Yeah.
Don't matter.
Either way.
But there's a hole in his
But
chest,
yeah, you
right?
can definitely see a hole in the chest, a large hole that's been bored into the chest, and it's got clotted blood around it. Yeah.
Okay. And no heart in there.
Yeah, I would imagine you could get that. You can see that there has been something removed.
So there ain't no heart in this raccoon here, and there's a hole in his chest. Now, I was thinking like maybe they hocus-pocused it on out, but I'm suspecting that this thing might have been invisible and all that, and then just snuck on outside and just went, reaches in, pull it out.
Right.
Am I
Well,
crazy or?
That's equally as terrifying as the rest of this house.
No, it ain't, because you can dodge someone pulling your heart out. I can't dodge someone going hocus pocus, poof, your heart's gone now.
Right, but if it's invisible, it'd be very hard to dodge.
Well, that's why we got the dust, I suppose.
Speaking of the dust, how are we going to put this ritual together, friends?
It sounds like it's
Seems
going to
we have no choice.
Right, and we have to wait some time until midnight.
Yeah,
Does anyone have a?
watch out and check the time?
Let's see. It was afternoonish when you got there. I'm going to say you've probably spent 2 hours here-ish with all the looking around. That's almost equivalent to our real game time. Yeah, so it's probably around 3 or 4.
We'll be here a while.
A barn, a look, and mentally prepare ourselves for kicking this ritual off tonight.
Right.
Archie, you can be our main reader. You're familiar with the language, so the reading should be your. I mean, we should all read, but it should be your primary focus to read. You're the least likely to mispronounce something.
I think so.
They recommended we got a watcher or something. I think I'll be that.
Yeah.
No one better.
Seems good.
Well, there's a few people better than me, but
what kind of
now.
skill would be pertinent for drawing this sigil on the floor?
Let's see. Oops, come on.
Is it library use? Because I'm really good at that.
I don't know if you. Oh, you want to know a skill to artistically get it? Yeah. I'd want to say arts and crafts, but I know none of you have taken any arts and crafts points, and
Raw dexterity, maybe?
yeah, I'm thinking it'd be more of
Sleight of hand wouldn't really apply, would it?
no. I'm thinking a level of intelligence, but coupled with dexterity. You know what I mean? If there is a skill that is that, please let me know.
What's the equivalent of fine motor skills?
And I also want to throw in a little bit of luck, but
Would occult be?
it might be a little occult too, because you are trying to get
Yeah.
these. There's so many skills that we could go here. If
I have occult and cryptography.
let's do, give me an occult roll. Let's do that. Let's start there.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to just shit or get off the pot. So we'll
Wow.
say occult.
Well, the pot's outside.
Teddy,
18
Teddy,
versus 65.
hacker, man. You've hacked
Very
roll
good.
20. Yeah, you feel pretty confident that you could get this this in a form that would be functional.
Okay.
And,
You know that you know the symbols and the sigils well enough, or at least can practice the different strokes that it may take.
Means Lewis, be on you to get the dust in the fire. So
Easy enough. I'll make sure I keep the dynamite away from the fire.
in the meantime,
keep forgetting you
got
actually still have that.
Yep. Still carrying a stick of dynamite.
got about 8 hours to spare. Do we want to go ahead and scope out the barn just to make sure there aren't any surprises that we're not expecting? I
You
mean,
might as well.
I doubt this is going to go
Sounds like a great idea.
exactly to plan to begin with, but I'd like to know all the players involved ahead of time, if at all possible.
Oh, I'm sure you ain't planning on making it easy for us, Roy says, looking up towards the ceiling.
I'll hand Roy the box of silvery, or the powder of Ibnis, or the I word that I'm not going to pronounce properly.
Ib.
Yeah, the
There was
dust
a
of Ib.
chest.
I'm just
By
gonna
the way,
let,
you said
I'm gonna let you guys struggle with it.
There's a chest or something, right? That had some wards on it.
That's what we pulled this
yeah.
box out of in these sheets of paper.
I'll be right back. And Roy's gonna go downstairs and grab the chest and drag it upstairs.
It's
We
upstairs.
already did that.
Oh, okay.
While
No,
you
That's
were-
what we were doing when you came
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
I
let's-
see. I thought
bringing
you
it
brought it
upstairs.
from the chest. Okay.
No.
Roy flips the lid open, looks on the inside of the lid, kind of looks at kind of pokes at the runes on the top of the lid.
Mhm.
Teddy, you said this thing was stopping it from messing with the stuff inside, right?
Well, I mean, that's what the letter on the inside of the lid there says.
You reckon there's any magic left in these things? Like, maybe I can throw this thing at it if it comes our way?
Or maybe we could hide inside of it.
Truth.
Maybe
Roy opens his mouth to like object to that, then like looks at Teddy like, I actually don't know the answer to this, so I'm just gonna shut up.
I don't think we'll all fit in there, but it might be useful to hug him with it, if you know what I mean. Bear trap him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't know if
That
throwing
mean that
that
we'd have to draw. Would we have to draw the inscription within the trunk then, or would we just have to be very lucky and snap it upon
The
him?
trunk currently has the same runes on it that are present around the attic and on the outside of the house.
Right. But does it have this pentagram on it?
Well, no, that's separate from what we're talking about. So we're discussing using the chest if this thing shows up and attempts to interrupt the ritual in which we have to draw this pentagram, to use
Right.
the chest as kind of an
Okay.
intermediary trap.
Yeah, I guess I should make a
Got it.
GM, just to be sure. Could I make a Mythos check to see if I know anything that like maybe this will affect it, or no, these ruins have served their purpose. The moment you open the chest, they're dead.
Yeah, give me a mythos check.
Okay, I have a 1% chance of success.
Oh, well, the way tonight's going.
Right? Might as well. I can. It's not like I can roll really high and have a bad thing happen.
Not at all.
Mythos. Where's my Mythos skill? Oh, Cthulhu Mythos.
Yeah.
60 out of 1.
Yeah, not getting anything.
Well, I suppose we should maybe burn some daylight and go check out the barn, like you were saying, Teddy.
Yeah.
If you want to lead the way, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, I'll hand the dust and I'll hand the metal tin to Lewis, and I'll hand the dust, the little wooden box over to Roy. That's the stuff you got to sprinkle on it to see it. And then I'll hold on to the sheaf of paper. Well, we should pass around the copies of the Latin to everybody just in case. And I'll hold on to the sheaf of paper that has the inscription for the sigil in it. And I guess we can probably leave the robes in the trunk. I don't know that they're necessarily actually requirements. Seems more just kind of the accoutrement of the Dark Brotherhood. But
The aesthetic, you know.
yeah, but yeah, I'll after handing all that stuff out, I'll head towards the barn with
Okay.
the flashlight still to go
And
check and
I'll
see if there's
follow.
anything pertinent in there.
Right. Flicks the one of his little reeds to the side. Like you can see as he gets out of the house, Roy like shudders a little bit, like something would, as if something was crawling down his back in there.
All right.
Out of
Yeah,
character. Roy has a power score of 87, so I imagine like a cat, like there's that feeling of like he's a little bit more sensitive, so like something's weird.
all right. I imagine, Archie, you're still spending some time deciphering that Latin. It's not a quick thing. So you're more than welcome to come out with the rest of the crew, but to get this chant right, I think there's a level of importance that needs to be laid on it. So you may spend a little more time with it. And as
Just, you carry it and read it while
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, for sure.
walking along
Yeah.
with everyone.
yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, so you all head outside and kind of, if you scroll down to the bottom of that map again, you can see the aerial view. So where are you going specifically? Are you going to the barn?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, as you look in, you see just a bunch of, there's some rudimentary farm equipment. There are some hay bales that are stacked up in one corner. Just at raw look, you can't really see much in there. It does seem like there is some debris and other stuff in there from the outside looking in.
Well, I guess I'll head in.
Okay.
Kind of move on in for the front door.
Yeah. You come in. Go ahead and give me a dex roll.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you went first.
There is a lot of debris and equipment and material in there that you kind of got to like step up and over and around to move through it safely. Yeah, you succeed.
68 and 90.
Yeah, your shoelace catches on a metal tang of a rake at one point, but you're able to catch it and then get your leg up and over a fallen truss piece that came down.
Whoa, that's
But yeah,
wow.
as you're kind
You're
of
from the government, we'd have to shut this place down. That's a safety hazard.
as you're kind of navigating through, you do see the remains of some more rusted farm tools and some horse tack you can find in there. No animals in there whatsoever. But yeah, you don't really see much in here. It seems to be long abandoned and long since utilized in any farm-like capacity.
Am I inside the barn at this point, or is it just Roy?
I think it's just Roy.
Okay, I'm gonna take a peek in, and maybe I can check for anything hidden. Can I do a
Okay.
spot hidden?
Yeah. Anybody going in? Give me dex rolls as it is.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
it's rough terrain.
Oh,
Roy points
okay.
out the rake.
There's a failure. 59 versus 40.
Well, I'm not going in.
Fuck that.
It looks like there's stuff that's going to make me trip and fall.
Yeah.
I'm
not
already
about
going
that
in.
life.
Lewis, there is a re-roll in there. If you'd like to use it.
I don't know if I want to waste a reroll
Okay.
on that.
And this is where you trip, fall, and land with your head on a pitchfork tine and die.
You
Use
do
that reroll.
you do trip and fall, and you take 1 point of damage as you cut your hand on this rusted piece of like, I don't know, farm equipment, but a blade that does the tilling. Your hand kind of slips right along there, and you take 1 point of damage.
Great.
Bleeding, but nothing extreme. And you can give me a spot hidden while you're in here.
Okay. Do I just have to edit my hit points for that? It's not like something I can track.
Yeah,
That's a
you
great.
just edit out of
Okay.
your
All right. I edited
switch
it.
to edit. And
That's a great.
9
question.
out of 10. Oy, oy, oy.
That's
Okay.
9 out of 10 ain't bad.
Let's
Robo,
see.
did someone use a reroll? No, they opted not to use it. He wanted to take some damage. That's fine. So there still is a reroll out there. So with the success, as you're kind of down on the ground and you're looking after you fell, you don't see any like rat droppings or birds' nests or any make of animal activity in here. Which is kind of odd for an old barn.
Yeah. Roy, Archie, there's seems like nothing's ever been in here in terms of mice or rabbits, birds. Does that seem a little odd to you? I feel like maybe there'd be some barn mice running around.
Do we see any runes or inscriptions inside the barn, or no?
No, not around the barn or in the barn.
Then I look at Lewis and I say,
Uh-oh.
I say maybe the spirit scared it off. Who knows?
Maybe, and if it did, it's gonna scare me off here in a second as well. I don't know if
Animals have an eye for this sort of thing.
Right, they have better instincts than we do sometimes. I'm gonna take that as like a message. Maybe I've kind of got a little spooked by that we're talking about it. I'm just gonna head on out of the barn.
Okay.
Let's see.
let me see your hand.
Yeah, I took a little spill there and got knocked up.
I'll pull the bottle of liquor that I stole from the basement that I've been carrying in my breast pocket, kind of conspicuously, and pull the cork off and splash some on his hand, and pull out a handkerchief and better tie that up. You don't want it to get infected.
All right, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll wrap up my hand for now.
Seeing the bottle is open, I will use it as an excuse to take another sip from the bottle too.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah, it stings a little bit as he pours it on your hand, but it's doing its anesthetic work.
GM.
I suppose if there's nothing going on inside the barn, I'll go ahead and head on out too.
Okay.
GM.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Roy's not like super magically inclined. He's no wizard by nature. But he does have a very high power score, which suggests that he has something of a link. Not being a wizard, I don't envision it as like a link to the supernatural through like he speaks with spirits or anything like that. But I imagine it kind of, he's got that sort of like sense like a dog or a cat,
Okay.
So what I'm asking is, could I make a power check, even at half proficiency, to pick up the vibe, to see if I can like feel anything like uncomfy? I don't even want to know if like it's like I feel in a direction. I just want to like, you ever walk like the theme of like where you walk into a room and something feels about it?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead and give me one. We'll say it'll need to be a hard success
Okay.
to get a reading. if we
I think that's fair.
call it that. Why not? In tonight's rolling happens. That's a 41 out of 87. That's a hard success. So you're looking for any kind of like changes in atmosphere and any kind of haunting noises. As you're out here and you're stepping out of the barn, the way the roof is kind of eroded, and as old as this house is, you do hear a creak up in the attic area that does give you kind of that pressure change that this power check would get.
Like that tingle up your spine.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Y'all, if we don't have more business here, we probably shouldn't wait around here till midnight. I'm getting the impression the same thing animals are. Like, I'm getting that feeling like this place ain't safe. If the raccoon died over there,
You might be onto something.
Oh, we knew this wasn't going to be safe, right? I mean,
yeah, but what I'm saying is we shouldn't stick around here for a few hours until that thing in the attic decides to get playful with us. We should wait until, time comes around and then mosey on back here.
I can agree with that. Yeah. Not keen on dying today.
If no one else got anything to do, I'd say we skedaddle back to the car.
Do you think the car's far enough? Maybe back to town? I'm not sure how long the drive was now.
It'll be far enough when we pull away.
Teddy?
I'm inclined to agree. I think I'm inclined to agree.
Okay.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay.
Anyone want to go back to the corner store and maybe grab another Coke to make a game plan for tonight?
That sounds downright lovely.
All right. Teddy, do you mind driving?
No, I don't mind at all.
Considering it's your car, I guess you're the driver.
Guess by default that's how it works out. Yeah. So,
He has to.
I guess I'll crank the car up and head us back towards the main portion of town. Maybe see if there's a diner around here.
Okay. As you guys are kind of coming back around the house, the winds start to pick up and swirl around, and there's a change in direction, and you do pick up a smell that is new but familiar. Another smell of death coming from the forested side of the yard there, to the right of the map.
Well, I think before we head out, we have one more thing to investigate.
That's right. You did say there were some footsteps going from
Yeah, I thought it was the hobo, but
over here.
it's our job. Well, it's mine and Teddy's job. Y'all are very appreciated as volunteers, though.
Okay. Let's see what's over here.
I'd share some of my money, but I don't get paid much at all.
Yeah, so as you kind of make your way out there and fan out, give me a spot hidden check, all of you.
Okay.
30 versus 75. Hard success. Ooh, train.
Dude, this is ridiculous, man.
Here we go. I failed.
Okay, finally.
We mark the ones we fail or the ones we pass?
You
checks
mark the
on?
ones you succeed, so basically every skill check. You mark the ones you succeed. We were doing that wrong the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you succeed on a skill check, you mark it, and then that you have a potential to level up later.
I think the the vibes he's been picking up more and more right now, or have him like his senses on high alert.
Yeah, Roy, with an extreme success of 5 out of 40, yeah, you definitely are kind of alerted. And Lewis being down closer to Teddy. Teddy, you can't, you don't see it until Lewis points it out, and quickly, Roy, you're able to kind of like hound dog pinpoint that smell down there, down this way, coming out of the woods there. And Lewis, you do see a body of a woman laying kind of over a log, and you just see the front of her, like she's laying over it, and her face and eyes are looking directly at you as you're moving close, open, not moving, but I do need a sanity roll out of you.
Hey.
You do lose 1 point of sanity.
Okay.
And at that, you clutch that stick of dynamite that is in your pocket, and you pull it out, and you're just like looking at it, looking at this woman, and just like thinking, am I going to need this here? And that is your reaction there. And you have this gripped in your hand. And as you're looking back and forth from the dynamite to this woman, descriptions start to come into your head, and you start to realize that this is that same young woman that worked at the store, the one Maggie McFurter. Kind of that blondish, dirty blonde hair, younger. Yeah. And she is kind of over this downed log, kind of hands out its side, looking at you.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and be like, everyone, I think I found Maggie. I'm gonna go down and just like not touch immediately, but be like, Maggie, Maggie, and I'm gonna like maybe gently just poke to see if anything happens.
No response to any words, and when you poke, her body kind of like shifts a little bit, but then immediately falls back down, expels some of the gases and build up that a dead body would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone around?
I don't think living people smell this bad.
And
right.
Anybody else that has come into eye contact would need to make a sanity roll, and that would be looking at the map. That would be Teddy and Roy.
Roy still has the one thing of his police officer experience.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll just to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many points do I lose?
That's 2 points for you, Teddy, and 0 for Typo. Or, sorry, Roy.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
So, Roy, with that, while we're talking, so Roy has a military police background, and we talked that, seeing just a dead body wouldn't cause for a sanity loss in him. I still made him roll. My idea is that if he succeeded, he wouldn't lose any, and if he failed, maybe the lowest that he would do. It's still kind of there, right? So you're not totally amoral and free of any kind of wrongdoing here, but you pass, so you don't lose any. And yeah, so Teddy, you lose. And if Archie, if you're coming over, I need you to make a sanity roll as well. Oh, you did.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, let's roll that D4. Yeah, you're going to lose all 4 points of sanity. And both of you, Archie, in your reaction, you take those 6 papers that you were deciphering, or you have one. I guess everybody else had been divvied out. But you take that and just like crumple it in your hands. You don't rip it, but you do kind of crumple it and kind of degrade the condition of it.
Okay.
Teddy, you do the same. You take that bowler hat off of your head again, just like you did in the library, and you're crunching the top of it. You know how they have like a form, kind of hardened shell, and you are really reefing on that thing and making it look way older than it actually is.
Come on, Roy. We need to get the trunk in the car. We're going to have to report this to the authorities.
Roy's hand moves out. One hand actually over it as if he was expecting this body to jump up and bite him. And then 2 fingers close over the eyes.
Yeah, you can close your eyes well enough, and it takes some of the...
No, he's closing its eyes.
The woman's, the body? Yeah. And you close its eyes, and it takes some of that spine-tingling, eerie feeling away because it did have this like laser lock stare on Lewis as you approached, and you kind of break that stare, and you're able to kind of alleviate some of that for a little bit.
Roy will mutter a small prayer for this woman holding his cross, and then he'll like look to the others. Okay, I'm ready to get going.
Right, if you guys want to do a quick report, I'm just going to take a quick look, see exactly what happened to Mackie. I need to write the full article for the paper, so just give me a minute, and I'll meet you guys back.
Probably wait for the police.
How long are they going to take to get here? I don't know.
With all due respect, Lewis, this thing probably did this. That means it can still affect things as far away.
Do you really want to bring the...
We can get it after we get this thing out of here.
Okay. Well, then, I'll heed their advice, but can I just maybe look, see what I can see without disturbing anything?
Yeah, you can see, since she's face down, you see a pool of blood kind of on the side of her blouse that's kind of dripped down to her... to the lower part of that blouse. I guess it's more like a dress that goes all the way down. No real marks or scarring or blood on the backside. It's all kind of like pooling around the side.
Okay. Well, based off all of the blood that's coming down, I assume it's maybe similar to that raccoon we saw. I surely hope that she didn't have her heart ripped from her chest. That's a very gruesome way to die. So about the police, is that something we just we're gonna drive back into town, right? I know it's probably not a telephone.
We were already headed back into town anyways, and yeah, we should alert the police so that they can alert the next of kin.
And I'm holding those papers and crumpling them up, and I say, I don't care what we do, let's just go. Kind of having a moment here.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get back to town quickly.
Keep your eyes peeled for any shadows moving.
And Roy, we should probably take that trunk from inside and put it in the car.
You got it. I'll get it, boss. Yeah. All
So-
the humor's left for Roy at this point.
How are you two picking up Miss McFurter here?
No, we're leaving her there.
Oh, yeah. I thought for some reason
We were gonna
Got
go
you.
get the trunk that had like the robes and all that stuff in it.
Okay.
I don't want like the tools that we need to get rid of this demon to become part of a police investigation
Oh.
when we bring him back out here.
Totally gotcha. Okay, I misheard. Yeah, so you're able to quickly go back in the house, grab that, and kind of strap it on top of the back trunk that you already have.
Mhm.
Yep. And then, yeah, drive back into town.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we should alert the police yet, lest more people potentially get killed. But hey, it might tire the demon out. So maybe we should.
This
I
is
just-
like the
I
Terminator.
just feel like it would probably be better to get the situation with her out of the way in the event something does go wrong.
Well, the only problem about that is, what if the police don't leave by midnight?
Right. And what if the police maybe assume that we might have done it? I don't know how the police exactly work here in America, but if I was the only person on the scene and there was the other gentleman that's already long gone, they might assume it was us, or at least investigate and maybe ask
Right.
us some questions.
I mean, we've got time to answer a few questions. We can always shift suspicion to the hobo that was here. The problem you're going to run into, however, is if things go wrong with this ritual and you're the only one left, and you've got to walk back into town or limp back into town and explain 3 dead bodies plus a girl that's been dead for 4 days longer than, however many days longer than the rest of us.
You're not going to do it very well.
To
Right.
be fair, she's kind of hidden. Second, if you're gonna have to explain 3 dead bodies, one more ain't gonna make much of a difference. Third, last thing you want to do is show. It's more suspicious if you show up back to the scene of a crime than if you're there beforehand before it's found out. Like, I mean, I worked as a police officer before, and the whole thing is like perps come back to the scene of the crime a lot. So they're probably they might have this place staked out or something, or people searching if we tell them.
Right? No, I defer my judgment to the people that are, agents or policemen.
I suppose you and I got law checks that we could make to determine if that would be an actual truth or not, because I am talking out my ass, because I, the player, do not have police experience.
Law is a skill.
So, Teddy, do you want to roll yours?
Oh, he already did.
I'll roll mine.
He's got those successes at the ready.
Hey, I failed my sanity check. You know, the important thing. Like,
Yeah. You are Oprah Winfrey with the successes. Everybody gets one.
Poor Archie with his sanity.
So what are you trying to determine with this law check?
what's going to be obviously the appropriate course of action, the legal course of action would be to immediately report a found dead body. But what is the likelihood of, what would be the standard MO once the body's been reported as far as clearing the scene?
Right. Okay.
And that kind of thing. Like, how much time would we expect them to want to spend on this out here?
They would do, being a lawman and in that arena, they would do the official breakdown of the situation. They would cordon off the area. They would check the house, check the surrounding area, and there would be an investigation. There, being a lawman, the likelihood of you being a person of interest might be a little lowered, but you are at the scene, so there would be some questioning coming your way.
All right, well,
and you would know too that unfortunately hobos get pinned for petty crimes and the like, just by their nature of being transient and an easy resolution to a case.
So being honest, so there's two things that strike me as really troubling, or two things that really strike me out about the description. One, they're going to search the house, which means they're going to go into the attic, which means they're going to be with the demon. Two, the second thing is, we can always just pin it on the hobo. I mean, and especially if we wait a little longer, that means he'll have more time to run away. And we'll get caught and strung up for something that he didn't do.
You're not wrong. You're right. Let's go find some dinner and see if we can keep some food down. Get back and get this taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let's head back to the tiny town.
Yeah, you were only a half hour or so outside of Arkham, and I would say it's about 5 o'clock at this point. So you have 7 hours before you need to start that ritual. You know that there's some prep time that needs to take place. So I'll leave it up to you where you want to go. You do have 7 hours until...
I'll say to the group, I know that prohibition's been going around for you guys, but over where I'm from, it's the you can still drink. So is there anywhere in town I could get something to drink? I'd like to calm the nerves a bit before we maybe try to summon a
bottle.
Oh, you had some the whole time.
What I cleaned your hand with.
Oh, that's right. Well, I was a little dazed. I'll take a little head off that for now. I guess we're going back to the dino, right? More of that food.
As you drove through Ross's Corners, you didn't see much. There is a church. that general store that you talked to Ma Peters. There's a post office and a gas station, a milk depot, and there's a community center. But there's no like diner in Ross's Corners, no restaurant. From what you can guess, probably about 40 people ish live around Ross's Corner. Like it's pretty small.
All right, well, let's head back to Aunt Lucy's, get some dinner.
Oof, I don't know what's going to be hotter to stomach Aunt Lucy's food or this potential horror, so...
Well,
Oh, make a
welcome
luck
to
roll.
eat whatever you want.
Make a luck roll that Teddy doesn't punch you in the face. Just kidding, just kidding.
Composure.
You don't have to come eat at Aunt Lucy's. That's fine. I'll drop you wherever you want. You can eat at the hotel.
Wow. I
Fantastic.
don't want to lose the company. Maybe I'll just eat the sides tonight. Coffee's good.
Tell you what, I know a great street vendor. I'll take you there instead.
Really? Oh,
I'm getting a little tired of Aunt Lucy's. I had about 7 of the 7 past days, so
yeah, nothing wrong with a varied diet, right? So I'd be more than happy to try something new.
I mean, I think like he like leans over towards you. I think like 30% of my blood is like pan shavings now.
You're a little
Grab
lettuce.
that mystery meat off that vendor cart.
I keep going to keep Teddy happy, but it's killing me.
At least I know Lucy serves real beef and chicken.
At least I know the vendor's delicious.
So you guys take a minute to secure the trunk on the back of your car, get in, and you start heading back through Boone Road, through Ross's Corners, heading back to Arkham, looking to go to Lucy's. It takes you about a half hour to get into Arkham, so we're going to officially say you get back there at about 5:30. But unfortunately, this is the place where we're going to end it for tonight. We postponed the big encounter, I think, for another time, and this saddens me in a couple ways. We do have to share some news here in our Call of Cthulhu community. Kirk, Lewis Holloway, I should say down here, he's down here to me. This is his last session with us for the foreseeable future. Some unforeseen circumstances, job-related, are causing his schedule to change, and he's going to have to step away for a bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things change, and he can come back and reprise Lewis Holloway. So he's going to be kind of on rails for a little bit. We'll see what happens with his story. I was hoping to get through this whole encounter and put a nice stamp on it, but unfortunately couldn't quite make it. Go ahead, Typo.
Stopping us from time traveling.
We'll see what happens. It is getting late in my world, and my brain after a week back at school is already fried. So I don't know that I could go anymore. But again, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I appreciate the players. You guys are role-playing the shit out of this game. I enjoy it a great deal. You're interacting with the environment, and it's a ton of fun to watch. And I enjoy seeing it and running you through it. So with that being said, we are going to pause. I think we're going to try to raid. I've never raided before. But before we do that, I'll say thank you to the chat for hanging out. Thank you to anybody who followed us. If you haven't followed us yet tonight and you'd like to, please hit that follow button. And we will make our way to 1,000. That's our goal. We'll be back here tomorrow night with, Wild Mount. Come check us out. Yeah, hit that FeatherFall raid. We are going into somewhere. I don't know how to do this. Let's see.